For anybody who lives in the state of Indiana, there's one town or city that stands out as the one that has the highest unemployment, and that's Gary, Indiana. And there's a reason why. Gary has the highest unemployment rate than any large city in northwestern Indiana and the whole state in general, according to a Crusader review of data from the Indiana Department of Workforce Development. The coronavirus pandemic has devastated economies in cities across the country as many businesses struggle to operate under tight restrictions. Gary's unemployment rate last year was also the highest among the largest cities in Indiana, but the pandemic has dramatically pushed the city's unemployment rate even higher than what it was last year. According to the latest data, Gary's unemployment rate going back from June sits at 22%, the highest among 40 cities with populations larger than 25,000 people. In May, Gary's unemployment back in May, the unemployment rate was 20%, the second highest behind Kokomo, Indiana, a city that's located 126 miles southeast of Gary. In May, Kokomo, Indiana had a 24% unemployment rate. Before the pandemic, Gary's unemployment rate in May and June of 2019 was dramatically lower. The city's unemployment rate for the 2 months that year was 6% in May and 7% in June. For both May and June, Gary's unemployment rate was far lower than the state and the national average. Indiana's unemployment rate in May was 12% and 11% in June. Nationally, the unemployment rate in May was 13% and 11% in June, so it fluctuated between those two. In July, national unemployment fell to about 10%, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. The Indiana Department of Workforce Development will release of July unemployment rates for Gary and other Indiana cities later this month. Also, East Chicago, a town in Indiana, had a 21% unemployment rate in June, and that was the second highest in the state. In May, East Chicago had the fifth highest unemployment rate in the state, behind Kokomo, Gary, Hobart, Marable, and Michigan City. In 2019, East Chicago's unemployment rate in June was only 7%. Among largest cities in the northwestern part of Indiana, Gary and East Chicago had the highest unemployment rate in June, followed by Marable, which had 17%, and Hobart also with 17%, Hammond with 16%, Elkhart with 14%, Muncie with 13%, and Cherbourg with 12%. That's the percentages of the unemployment there. In May, Gary and Hobart had the highest unemployment rates, respectively, among the largest cities in northwest Indiana. East Chicago had an 18%, which at that time had the third highest unemployment rate, followed by Marable with 18%, Hammond with 16%, Crown Point with 15%, Elkhart with 15%, Cherbourg with 14%, and Muncie with 12%. In Gary's metropolitan area, which includes the counties of Jasper, Lake, Newton, and Porter County, the unemployment rate was 15% in May and 14, and it was 15% in both May and June. And in 2019, the unemployment rate in Gary's metro area was only 4% in May and 4% in June. So still the same then. At least 32 million Americans have been unemployed since the pandemic began in March, according to the U.S. Department of Labor Statistics. For the week ending August 1st, there were 218,351 unemployment claims filed in Indiana. According to the Labor Department, the maximum weekly benefit payment for unemployed workers in Indiana is only $400 a month. The federal extended benefit payment of $600 per week expired July 31st, but the fake President Trump last week signed an executive order that would give unemployed Americans only $400, which is $200 less than what was given before. The House Democrats still wanted it to still remain at $600 per week, but you know how the Republicans are, they're fucking greedy, so that's how it is. But the reasoning why Gary has the highest unemployment rate is because, too, they have the highest crime rate. And I'm not talking about crime rates and that's with the stealing. They have the highest murder rate. More people get murdered out in Gary than in any other town and then in Indiana. That's one of the reasons why nobody ever wants to put businesses out there. That's why the unemployment rate is so low. High, sorry. So fuck them. I said I would, and it's bad enough for me that I could walk outside my door, cross the street, and I'm in Gary. It's fucking bad enough, but that's why I want to move so fucking bad. But if you like the video, give the video a like and subscribe to my channel, Ryan Van Wyk, and also hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified when a new video comes out, and thanks for listening.